All right, what's up, yins, guys? Some days I'm unsure how I'm going to approach and how I'm going to speak of a particular subject when I do a video. So sometimes I figure it's better just to go and just jump right into it. And if I don't like how I'm saying it in the video, or if I think I messed up, I can decide to go ahead and post it, or I can decide, you know what, I'll just make this video all over again. But here goes. This is some stuff I wanted to talk about too, because it's some really funny shit that you sort of laugh, and it dovetails into a bunch of other stuff too that's relevant, and that it will make you want to ramble and get kind of off the subject in a way. But yeah, this is about all these fake ass supernatural powers and everything from fake psychics, and then there's even the fake God power, and everybody's arguing. Um, anyway, one of the main things I wanted to say in the beginning of this video for my argument and here is the thing that always crosses my mind with this video is all about. Why is it that I don't know? I don't not going to use this to hate on Christians or anything else, but these Christian fanatics, I don't care for their lack of common sense. Why is it that some of these Christians, not all of them, but some particular ones, well, a lot of them, even like family members, like even people like my mother to a point, they'll act like in their good moods, like they sort of understand what you're saying when they're in a better mood, and other times, but a lot of times that they don't even really give a rat's ass what you're saying. They're sort of almost like what Henry Rollins once said in his Everything, his CD called Everything. As far as family members and certain other people related to you, or certain other people, or certain people you thought was friends too, Henry Rollins once said, I will never forget that blank and vacant stare that I once mistook for depth and understanding. So what I'm saying is, yeah, some people will act like they understand what you're saying, but they don't like what you're saying because they, my thing is, why is it that every time people like this, like the biblically correct, mostly the biblically correct are like this, that you're not allowed to say something is, expose something by saying it's fake. They say all the typical rhetoric that, the typical shaming tactics and rhetoric, they'd be saying, you're talking like an atheist, or you're talking like a lot of other names, some kind of secular humanist, like putting you down like you're not allowed to be smart. I mean, for example, you're not allowed to say something is either fake, that you can see what people are pulling like it's a scam. You always, if you do not say that the Bible says this and that, or if you don't pull out a scripture about what the Bible says, then you're some kind of asshole. And I'm not even saying to hate on Christians. There's some really nice ones that I know, and I even do work on the holidays for a charity too, for the holidays when I get laid off in the winter from my job, And I like it enough, by the way, too, that in some cases that I kind of welcome being laid off for the winter to be able to do this charity work too. So, but anyway, I think some people, yeah, they're kind of like that. They act like it's so wrong. And like I was watching, yeah, one of the things that prompted me to make this video, I was watching recently, and I've seen in the past a lot of other things. And I'm going to talk about the psychic stuff too that's fake in a minute too. But when you talk about the psychic stuff and all that other paranormal stuff too, we're watching that. And you ever watch some of this other psychic stuff or fake paranormal stuff next to maybe a family member that's one of those type of Christians that you're not allowed to say, you're not allowed to expose the fakeness of it without saying, oh, they use quoting the Bible. You're not allowed to be smart on your own. Yeah, some people ought to do. Anyway, show me. You guys need to, if you guys are watching this, you need to show me a YouTube video, or if you made a video, if you wanted to parody it, if you ever, you or any of your friends, or if you ever found a video that parodies this kind of thing. Like, for example, somebody pretending to be maybe like somebody like me or somebody like you, and have somebody playing the Christian person, like the Bible thingy over there, and then, like maybe the person pretending to be Christian, they'd be giving you dirty ass looks. Or if you want, it can be like somebody like mine or your mother or parents, like the Christian that also chain smokes and they have a cigarette in their hand at the same time, and the Bible. I wanted to get the girlfriend to parody that, do stuff, me and her do a video like that. Or so help me, like on some of my better days, I would almost like to pay a couple people some bucks and do some acting and do some parodies there too, because I took video production back in college. It was for music video and a couple of other things, which it was a course, but that's why in a way I don't even do any fancy production on my videos. I could and should. I'm trying to do things that don't take money, and if I can't pay a bunch of people, I got to put them up to it somehow, which is a good thing. But anyway, like what I'm about to say here, I had watched this one show particularly, but I've seen other shows like it. These TV shows, you flick in the channels, they're like Christian TV shows, and they're interviewing this guy, and this shit's got to be actually fake, and the guy, I don't know if the Christians are going along with it and they don't really believe it or at all, and they're just staging this to get ratings, or is it that these people were actually coming in here on the TV show, and these Christians and even the Christian guy that has his show or whatever actually believes it, or if they're just staging this thing and doing an acting job just to get the ratings up. It can be both ways. But anyway, they're interviewing this guy, okay, and he's saying that before he got saved, he knew how to do all this different stuff. He knew how to astral project himself, and I'm like laughing my ass off, and he used to be this warlock, he used to be this or that, or he used to be into this stuff. And he said, he used to astral project himself, and people in the audience, they're all in awe, and then the person interviewing him is all in awe. And that reminds me too, like my mother, even the way she is, she's a little skeptical on some of this stuff, or I thought that she was, but even when you think a family member is, then when you're saying your own shit, how come they get mad, or they even give you dirty ass looks or pretend to agree with you? But anyway, a long time ago, my mother told me this story. I think she went to this church. I have some other stories too. That I went to church as a young kid. You had these people with these claims they were former witches. But anyway, she had this story. There was this. She told me this guy, and it looked to me really like she believed every single word of it. Which reminds me too, if you're a Christian watching, are you obligated to believe every single damn buddy that says that they were a former, maybe you believe that they were a former warlock or witch or whatever, but are you going to believe that they were able to do this or that? No. But my mother did tell me this story about, she was at this church once and they had this guy speaking over there. He was a former warlock, and I wasn't there, but she's telling me and I'm getting pictures in my head, just like these crazy people in the audience of these TV shows. She said that this guy that was a warlock was speaking, and the way she was talking to me looked like she was in the audience. She was in awe and shit, okay, believing that shit, and like I'm supposed to be in awe about it, This guy, former warlock, speaking, and he knew how to. He could make water come right out of a stone and everything. And when they're telling you this, they believe it. Then then I say to them, or I say to my mother, or say to a person all right, yeah, so they were a warlock, I'll buy that. And quite frankly, I think a lot of these people, they just want that attention. They'll go on there and they be just to go and speaking on there. They love that audience, that attention. And if they can get a paparazzi there, then they want to make their living off of it. And but anyway, sure, maybe you could buy that they were a warlock, but were they able to get water out of a rock? Hell no. But then this person I was just watching recently on the television, it's like, yeah, come on. They astral projected themselves. You almost want to tell them that if you see somebody speaking at a church or speaking at something you ever go to or you see on TV, you want to tell them, okay, let's see you do that right now. And of course, their way out of it is saying that, oh, well, I'm saved now. I don't do that stuff anymore. Oh, how fucking convenient. Oh yeah, I found Jesus now. I've got myself saved. I don't do that anymore. Oh yeah, one of the things that prompted me to want to talk about videos like this for a long time, even though it's a sloppy video, was even though it sounds off the subject, but this relates, I'll tell you why. If you're into like to watch some of the boxing things, like the boxing heroes or martial arts heroes, the MMA people, I was watching one of Bas Rutten's interviews with Paul Rogan one time, and by the way, I think Bas Rutten is a Christian too. He did like a movie, I forget what the heck it was called. I think it was I got to go find and run a check on his movies again and check it, But yeah, it was sold in Christian bookstores, and there was kids in it. I think a kids ball team or something. I have to relook it up, but yeah, he's a pretty nice guy. He did, But anyway, him and Paul Rogan were talking about fake karate guys and fake powers, right? And here's how I'm relating this, but there's fake Christian miracles where people will be pushing people. And then you got fake psychics pretending to have powers, and this person's go into the ground. And these people are all talking about each other, and they're just as freaking bad, like the Christians that are talking about the psychic, the kind of people that have powers. And they're the biggest purveyors of it. But anyway, that Bas Rutten and Paul Rogan, he was talking about, Bas Rutten was telling Paul Rogan about fake karate guys and these fake demonstrations, right? And he was talking about how this guy was on stage, this real powerful martial art, and he's just charging at this one guy. And on the stage, the guy as his partner is just throwing himself back. Like, pretend like you were right here in this video with me, you and me. And any particular guy, in fact, one of my people that actually was watching me have a laugh with it. I remember when I did my other video about the exercise of cast iron powers. My exercise with the cast iron skillets. I had a couple people who subscribe to me, I don't want to say their names, but I know there's some people watching that are way bigger than me. Wouldn't it be funny if you were here right now and we were able to fake that shit and do a parody, say, you're a bigger guy, right, and I come right to you and I'm pretending to know this martial art, right, and you're throwing yourself back, and I run up to you and hi-ya, and then you just throw yourself and you're just down on the ground. But anyway, Bas Rutten was talking to Paul Rogan and all that, and yeah, he was talking about these death touches. And, they were all just faking it, pretending to fall down. Look, he was actually knocked out. And I'm laughing my ass off. Says, yeah, they're doing that in religion. What they're not doing this fake-ass shit. They're doing it for people that don't really know karate. Like, for example, I'm not pretending to know any kind of thing. I'm just doing a strength thing, what you can achieve for strength. It's a strength platform that will make you do whatever you're doing better. But anyway, Bas Rutten was telling Paul Rogan that he was watching this on stage, and yeah, and they were doing hi-ya, and he's flying back, and the death touch is grabbing the neck, and Bas Rutten saw the guy after the show, and he said, Bas Rutten told him, oh, come on, do it to me. If this works on me, a professional fighter like me, then I'm signing up, I'll believe you. And the guy made all these excuses and yada yada. And then the thing where they're going hi-ya and then knock it, like I keep knocking him on the floor. Bas Rutten said, okay, I'm going to pretend to go and attack you, and you do this on me. And Bas Rutten, that would be like hell. I wouldn't go and try to kid with Bas Rutten, you know what I mean, either, He could probably beat me out on a lot of things. Like any of you guys out there just want to prove how you are to start with. But anyway, yeah, Bas Rutten was saying, in the conversation with Paul Rogan, he's saying, I'm going to pretend to attack you. I'm going to come at you, and you do this to me and see if it works, okay? And the guy's way out of it, he was trying to say, I think, you got to go and watch it on YouTube, show what I mean. And he was saying, the Bas Rutten, you got to be really angry. I'm laughing my butt off when I'm watching it. And Bas Rutten said, okay, kick me in the groin. Yeah, you kick me in the groin, guaranteed. I'm going to be angry and come at you. And he'd like the guy, like, because it's all stage act. He was making every excuse in the book. But then you got anyway, like, you get the idea what I'm saying there. But then you go in these churches, you got these people that they're putting people on the ground saying they got a power. And I even remember as a kid that I had family members that knew fake miracles. Sometimes back in the 80s, people were still able to get away with this. But they had a person actually sitting in a wheelchair and this preacher pointing his finger. Getting up out of a wheelchair. I know they pulled that shit up in the Old West days, you know, the early days, Protestants and some preachers, traveling preachers and stuff. There's old tales about that. And I don't know, maybe some people go for that in this day and age. If Jim Quinn wants to talk about the dumbing down of America, that liberals are doing the dumbing down of America, I believe that there's certain kind of religious fanatics and some psychics and some different people that want the dumbing down of America because people are getting too smart and they're saying, well, you know, well, look at this. And all of these people might criticize maybe somebody like me, or if you're doing on YouTube some of the things that I'm doing, try to say it's either crazy or it's of the devil or it offends somebody somehow because something that you're doing, you're not pretending to be no karate expert. You're not trying to pretend to be some professional this or that. But what you're doing is you're figuring out your own way, and the people next to you of your particular, close to your stature, give or take, won't fuck with you because, and they're all pissed off too because they're too fucking lazy to do it. Yeah, so I'm trying to say it dovetails into how religious people and different people are trying to keep you from doing yoga and have strength and all that stuff too. And they're all the purveyors of fake-ass miracles. Oh, do as I say, not as I do, you know what I mean? And, it's like really crazy. And whether it's them or a psychic, when you try to explore on your own and do some kind of physical experimentation, that'll help bring you up to a certain level too. People don't like it because whether you beg some kind, you're supposed to come and beg and grovel on your knees. I'm a sinner. Like, them people love it. Like when you're going to come to these preachers all crying, I am such a mess. I'm thinking for myself. I need to help you. I need you to help me find Jesus Christ. Or you go to some psychic that wants your money, and you can't sit there and figure out what can be invading the demons, your own inner demons that are attacking you. Maybe something that you're doing too much, and you want to find some kind of physical outlet, maybe to channel your energies, which some Christians on YouTube don't like, but yet these psychics, you can't figure out yourself, but you got to pay them some money to say it for you, to find it out for you. And they're passing themselves off psychics. They're just a person like you and me. I mean, you and me, if we pay attention, we can read people. I mean, hell, different people of different levels on the streets in the cities, whether they're gang members or whether they're a person that's on the other side of the tracks, that's somebody that looks kind of away, the body language like they're going to do people harm, or people do body language like dirty looks, or there's that if looks can kill thing, how somebody will look at you, or they'll turn up their nose and look at you. There's all kind of the way to read people to know what they're trying to pull, and how people fake each other out with body language and posture. Like, maybe at work some skinny little alcoholic and dopehead with skinny little girly arms gets a few tattoos on himself and wears a bushy mustache, but he got these skinny little arms and thinks he's tough and has some tough-looking face and stares you down some kind of way. And some skinny alcoholic and dopehead with tattoos do the fake tough guy thing, and you're like, it's like, fuck you, man, And then you got people out there that really mean business that'll hurt you too. Or there's, you got the Christians with the really sheltered ones in the hoity-toity neighborhoods that will fall for the fake Satanist, thing, and they're all, man, you can, teenagers will pretend to be the Satanists, and yeah, and you can mortify them real easy. And then them are the neighborhoods too, where you'll have the fake gangster kids, mostly like white kids. I'm not being racist here, but the whole bunches of white kids that are listening to rap music. Skinny necks, chubby, or skinny legs and skinny necks and skinny arms, and they're wearing these baggy shorts and walking around tough like rap music and even smoking when they're in their teens, and having a BB gun in their holster. Hoity-toity kids who mortify their parents or the other hoity-toity neighborhoods. And if they actually saw an actual gang member or gang, they'd shit yourself, you know what I mean? And you go in the city, people like even you and me would get shot, you know what I mean? Because that's big time. But yeah, I'm kind of dovetailing it into body language, where there is actually a thing that we should have to see through people's bullshit, but at the same time to see the fake asses and see people and avoid people that actually can either harm you or con you or try to bait you so that they can do you harm or try to take your money, gain your trust, and then trust you with their money, and then, they'll take your money and run. And everybody wants a thing where religions, like a lot of these people, religions, the fake miracles, they want to inflate these demons. The reason, okay, what I was trying to say, and my point in the whole video to start with is, they want this inflated exaggeration of demons and they want to believe that there's these people that can astral project, because they need you to be scared of them. They don't want you to say it's just fake, because then they want you to be afraid of that shit and want you to believe every single story that somebody can astral project or somebody's seen demons that had to be cast out, because then you need them. And maybe you might be a Christian watching that, hey, maybe I don't totally believe you, but you tell me you casted a demon out of your own house, and said, for example, you did it on your own, and some other Christians got pissed off at you because, oh, you didn't need them, you were able to do it yourself. Oh my God, you're not a Christian, you're of the devil. Then you got these Christians all over YouTube that the Vigilant Christian and all these other ones are kind of rivals now. The Vigilant Christian being passive aggressive. I saw some of them videos. They're talking about him. The other Christians are talking about him or no better themselves. But I was saying on one of them, I was going to do a separate video on this, that I was almost going to laugh. Oh my God, his letters, in calligraphy on his channel, it's 666 here. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this one, I'll believe that on this one. You know why? Because some of you guys don't like each other now, and you're doing it to be passive-aggressive to each other. Like, for example, I noticed the Vigilant Christian. I was going to laugh at the other Christians talking about him until I saw a Vigilant Christian as just being a passive-aggressive douchebag because his competition might be outdoing him and he's being insecure. Oh, people are doing that on the freaking internet. But, yeah, I'm going on and on about a lot of that, but extra stuff that I was going to make videos on and then show you. But people need you to be scared of that shit too. Yeah, you can believe somebody was a warlock, but are you obligated to believe that they were able to get water out of a stone? And you obligated to believe that they can astral project themselves? Or if they come right up and talk to you, right, and say they can astral project oh man, I got saved, I was able to astral project myself, I was able to do this or that. And you're going to be like, oh, come on, yeah, try that now, I want to see that. You really were able to do that? Oh, I got saved, I don't do that no more. That's their way out. But yeah, and then oh, you're evil when you talk to some Christian and you badmouth that stuff, and you're talking about the psychics and the warlocks. They were just fake. They didn't get no water out of their stone. You're talking like an atheist. And oh, you don't believe in the gifts of the spirit because you're being all smart and you're taught saying that these warlocks. You're saying that they used to be a warlock, but you didn't believe they got water out of a stone, and you didn't believe they can astral project. So therefore, you don't believe in the demons that are out there, and then you don't believe in gifts of spirit that we advocate either. That you're laying on, and they want you to yeah, these people are like, just like cults too. They want to lay their hands on you, and then they want you to like be feeling the presence of Christ and break down and crying and all that shit. And there's and want you to feel this heavier emotion, and they'll accuse you of being desensitized. Oh, they want you to be sensitized so that you're always looking up to them. They don't want you. Well, you can be you could be a really. You could be I do believe you can be desensitized to a point you're being a cold-hearted asshole or being a cold-hearted bitch too. I understand that. I mean, like, well, you can get accused of that too when you point out victim status. But then you can act like then people treat you like you're some asshole that don't care about anybody with a sickness or with a handicap or whatever, and they'll lump you right together too. So there's a damned either way thing going here too. That's why I always believe in the damned either way thing. Oh, and a lot of people don't like that either. You know what I mean? But yeah, some things, whether you go with this or that, you're damned either way. You know, you want to do what you think is right. And you're not allowed to use common sense anymore. Oh, let's see what the King James Bible says. And the King James Bible ain't even complete either. I mean, it was just put together by a bunch of people that dictated what you put in it. And then you had the same shit being pounded in their heads for hundreds of years. You know, what that King James Bible turned into up today. That's why now. Yeah, and that's why now you got fucking Perry Stone now. He's gradually easing people into Enoch, the books of Enoch. But if I advocated them, because, like, I had an arm broke I was out of work for a while, like a real long time ago when I missed paying job, and I was reading stuff because I had lots of time. And then whether Christians you work with or Christians outside of there, oh, you're not allowed to read that. That's outside the King James Bible. It's not inspired. That's like, oh, really? Oh, but a fucking Perry Stone, even people like my mother, like Perry Stone is starting to ease people into it. Oh, it's okay. Perry Stone with his fancy ass, his own fucking jet airplane and and he's allowed to be real loud mouth. That's another thing too. Not to bring my own personal life into this too, but you got family members. Oh, in my earlier YouTube days, I wasn't very loud or I wasn't very good speaker, not much now, but if you gotten this far too, unlike my rarely crappier YouTube talking videos in my earlier days, outside of YouTube and outside of making videos, I'll ramble and I'll get excited and I'm a hell of a talker. I'll get louder, not realize it. And oh, you're not allowed to get louder or you're not allowed to get smart, but fucking Perry Stone on the stage, they're getting into that. Or if you got that other black guy, what's his name, Jakes, T.D. Jakes. Well, when he's softly speaking, I've seen some of clips of his stuff, either on YouTube or on there. Looks like a nice, T.D. Jakes looks like kind of a nice guy sometimes in a way if you get that impression of him, if you heard his soft-spoken first. But then there's some people that have the brainwash and they'll use that soothing voice, like Alex Jones said that they'll use that soothing voice, or they'll get you all riled up and you're all in awe and then slightly intimidated, like you're looking up to him all in awe, being all loud. And Perry Stone like that too. Oh, if Perry Stone's all loud and your family members expect you to be obedient to the teachings of Perry Stone and all that. Oh, you're supposed to just shut up. You're not allowed to be loud. You're not allowed to be smart, but Perry Stone's allowed to be smart. Other words, you're worshiping a daddy that's on the behalf of God. Really? He's speaking on behalf of God, so he's entitled to have all that money that he's making off of the rich Christians that are throwing all their money away to him because they think that the whole world is going to kill that ministry. But yet, quite frankly, the smarter Christians, I don't care if they like me or not, but instead of giving all these thousands of dollars, some Christians have got a lot of money that are doing well for themselves, giving thousands of dollars to these ministries. They can give, if they gave half of what they were given to fucking Perry Stone, they would, if they give half of it to the Salvation Army, our local Salvation Armies would be doing way better. You know what I mean? So yeah, we don't need freaking people like that, authoritative figures that people, whether it's family members or other people. Oh, if you don't bow down to some and be in awe, listen to some authoritative figure like Perry Stone yelling and all. And yeah, by the way, like that's another thing too. They're all in awe when he's all yelling and preaching his stuff. And people like you and me, or if we're being yelled at, some people will cave in when people are yelling at you, like. And they'd probably be the same person prone to be listening to what an internet troll is saying and get all bent out of shape. They're yelling this stuff whether they want you to be in awe or whether they want you to be intimidated, like people in authority be intimidated, trying to intimidate you. People like me are like, or you're like, yawn, yawn, yawn. Oh, they don't like it. People don't want that. And that's just like what George Carlin says. They want obedient workers. And I add to it and say people want obedient followers, which they also want obedient workers. You work and bust your ass. Guy or girl, pound out kids and do nothing but work your ass off, put everything into the kids, and don't do anything to physically or mentally better yourself. Make sure you're always busting your ass working and making yourself busy. Nose buried in that Bible. Maybe watch some TV. And then the big daddy, whether it's a religious extremist daddy or a secular daddy, then other countries got the countries run by radical Islamic clerics or some kind of radical communist daddy somewhere that everybody worships. And freaking communist China has a big picture of their leader or on the buildings, and freaking the king of North Korea has his face. Yeah, he thinks really highly of himself. Picture of his face on a big building, and people with their idols of frickin' Che Guevara, and all that shit, But anyway, yeah, that's I'm gonna end this right here. I think I made a half-hour-long video, but you get what I mean. I'm spitting out my thoughts, and some of the people you know me, you'll probably listen to this through. But yeah, if you feel compelled to cut this video up and put it on your own channel, whether you tell me about it or not tell me about it, cut it up in clips so it's easier for you to listen to. Yeah, that's right. That's one more thing I'll say before I leave this video too. If you don't like me and you cut up the video on things and you want to make fun of it, and don't tell me I don't give a flying rat's ass. Hey, I'm getting out there. I don't give a fuck if I get views or not, but I know I'm being viewed one way or another, for the good or the bad. But if you want to tell me you're doing it, fine. But yeah, I'm out there, and the things I say ain't part of the sensationalist crap they're putting on YouTube, no matter who it is too. So go figure. But anyway, that's it. 33-minute long video. I might just cut and splice this myself even, but hell.